Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl. My name is Brian, and Matt Gaetz absolutely wrecks this terrible woke professor for her own ridiculous comments.
Did you write, since the 2018 midterm election, House Democrats have made it painfully clear that discussing impeachment is primarily or even exclusively a tool to weaken President Trump's chances in 2020. Did you write those words?
Until this call on July 25th, I was an impeachment skeptic. The call changed my mind, sir, and for good reason.
Thank you. I appreciate your testimony. Professor Carlin, you gave $2,000, or you gave $1,000 to Elizabeth Warren, right?
I believe so.
You gave $1,200 to Barack Obama?
I have no reason to question that.
And you gave $2,000 to Hillary Clinton?
That's correct.
Why so much more for Hillary than the other two?
Because I've been giving a lot of money to charity recently because of all of the poor people in the United States.
Well, those aren't the only folks you've been given to. Now, have you ever been on a podcast called Versus Trump?
I think I was on a live panel that the people who ran the podcast called Versus Trump.
On that, do you remember saying the following? Liberals tend to cluster more. Conservatives, especially very conservative people, tend to spread out more, perhaps because they don't even want to be around themselves. Did you say that?
Yes, I did.
These ivory tower liberals have no accountability for their own ridiculous comments. Well, fortunately, Matt Gaetz is out there, and he's going to make her eat her own words here, and I hope they taste very bitter.
Do you understand how that reflects contempt on people who are conservative?
No, what I was talking about there was the natural tendency, if you put the quote in context, the natural tendency of a compactness requirement to favor a party whose voters are more spread out.
Well,
and I do not have contempt for conservatives.
I'm very limited on time, Professor. And so I just have to say, when you talk about how liberals want to be around each other and cluster, and conservatives don't want to be around each other, and so they have to spread out, it makes people, you may not see this from, like the ivory towers of your law school, but it makes actual people in this country feel like, excuse me, you don't get to interrupt me on this time. Now, let me also suggest that when you invoke the president's son's name here, when you try to make a little joke out of referencing Barron Trump, that does not lend credibility to your argument. It makes you look mean. It makes you look like you're attacking someone's family, the minor child of the President of the United States. So let's see if we can get into the facts.
How dense do you have to be for Matt Gaetz to sit there, read your own words back to you, and then explain how mean-spirited and vile your words are, and you won't take any accountability for it?
To all of the witnesses, if you have personal knowledge of a single material fact in the Schiff report, please raise your hand. And let the record reflect no personal knowledge of a single fact. And you know what? That continues on the tradition that we saw from Madam Schiff, where Ambassador Taylor could not identify an impeachable offense. Mr. Kent never met with the president. Fiona Hill never heard the president reference anything regarding military aid. Mr. Hale was unaware of any nefarious activity with aid. Colonel Vindman even rejected the new Democrat talking point that bribery was invoked here. Ambassador Volker denied that there was a quid pro quo, and Mr. Morrison said there was nothing wrong on the call. The only direct evidence came from Gordon Sondland, who spoke to the President of the United States, and the President said, "I want nothing. No quid pro quo." And you know what? If wiretapping a political opponent's an impeachable offense, I look forward to reading that Inspector General's report, because maybe it's a different president we should be impeaching.
I really hate speaking in very incendiary language. I don't like it. It's not unifying. It doesn't bring us together as a country. But I'm afraid I have to say it. These people hate conservatives. They hate rural people. They hate people who don't go to their schools. They hate people who don't think exactly like they do. Ultimately, I think they hate you, the audience here. But more importantly, they hate the truth. They hate it whenever someone tells them the truth, because the truth goes against their narratives. So why do they think like this? Why do they act like this? Ultimately, the goal of these ivory tower liberals, the goal of these leftists, are to bring us into utopia. And they will destroy everything to get there. That's what they want to do. That's why they have gone after Trump the way they do. That's why this first witness, you can't forget this guy, who had admitted that he didn't believe Donald Trump needed to be impeached. And now he's so angry that Matt Gaetz has showed him up that he says, well, maybe now we do need to impeach Donald Trump. Are you nuts? Are these people nuts? And ultimately, that first guy got triggered. And if you want to trigger a liberal in your life, go to my friends over at basedby.shop, link in the description below. Look awesome and show America just how conservative you really are. And these people are showing themselves to be complete fools. These complete and utter fools who spew nonsense and then, when called out on their mean-spirited words, will not amend them, will not apologize for them, and will double down on their point. She thought she was making a different point, but the words don't match what she was trying to mean. And that's the important part. What they want is not what they say. And in order to get to that utopia, they will bulldoze everything that they can that doesn't fit their narrative. And unfortunately, that means people. It is a destructive line of thinking. They're wrong on their face, but more importantly, they hate you. That's just the reality. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on PolitiBrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.